I would like to introduce a good friend of mine and a colleague and a concierge. Um, this guy right here, he's a journalist, and also he's very multi-talented drum player. He does it all. He does a whole nine. I'm not gonna tell all his secret ingredients on here on the air unless he wanted to be told. I would let him speak it for himself. Anyhow, please welcome my good friend here and my guest and my co-host for tonight, Michael Simmons.
What's going on, AC? What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's
Radio
up?
After Dark, man.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. Like I said at the top of the show, thank you for that wonderful introduction, man. I guess you can call me multi-talented, but, man, I like to say I'm immensely blessed with more than one talent, man. And so I'm just super grateful and thankful. But once again, thanks for that excellent introduction. I couldn't have done
Anytime,
it any
man.
better.
Anytime. You're a good dude, man. So we
Appreciate
gonna
that.
be on here tonight. We finna talk about some politics, talk about voting, and I know there's some people out there that had vote today, and majority of people that had vote today. Well, these are the people that I asked a lot of people. Well, who you voting for today? And hey, everybody said Bernie Sanders. So
Mhm.
I pretty much ride with Bernie Sanders as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bernie Sanders, So shout out to him right there. We got to give him applause. He holding it down. We going to play some audio clippings of the aftermath today after the votes came in. So, and then it was some crazy error happening while people were voting for Bernie Sanders. And there's a number to call if you feel that your vote was an error. You can call 1-800-345-8683. That's 1-800-345-8683. That's the electoral office. So basically, they pretty much look into it and investigate if they feel that that's like, for instance, if you voted for Bernie Sanders and the vote turned out to where the vote count was going to Donald Trump. That's what I mean by an error. So it's been a lot of that going on today in Southern California. And you can also call the Bernie headquarters at 415-795-8065. That's 415-795-8065. That's the Bernie Sanders headquarters located in California. So, Sims, Mr. Mike, what's going on, man? What's popping with you? What's your intake on what's been going on with the whole voting situation?
Well, I actually have CNN right now on in the background, and it was a tough night for Bernie Sanders.
Right.
All of the news media, they all projected it yesterday, even before California got the vote.
Right.
That Hillary Clinton was the presumptive nominee. I believe the Associated Press got a hold of that story first, and then NBC News ran with that story. And so, I'm not going to get too deep into the whole conspiracy thing against, just with the voting system is rigged. I think there is a lot of evidence pointing in one direction. I honestly don't think that this election process on the Democratic side has been all that fair. I think that many people in the Democratic Party believe that this has always been the crowning year for Hillary Clinton, and it certainly looks like that. I am sure that in no circles a year and a half ago, nobody thought that Bernie Sanders, an old senator from Vermont, nobody thought he was going to make as much of of a stand, as much of an impact as he's had this election. And I think the DNC pretty much just saw him as some kind of just gnat that wouldn't go away. And as a matter of fact, he actually just completed a speech about a half hour ago, saying he wasn't going away. He was going to continue to fight, even though he has had a tough loss here in California. He's still going to continue to fight through the convention. And I would somehow like to see him get that nomination, and I would love to see him as president of the United States, because as it stands right now, neither Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton will get my vote.
Right.
And that's just me.
Yeah. So, man, give me an insight on what's been going on Hillary Clinton's side and Donald Trump's side and everything. What's your intake on that, man?
Okay, well, as far as Donald Trump, I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
The very fact that he even entered the race for president, I'm pretty sure it just began as some kind of joke. And then I think Donald Trump has made it socially acceptable for many Americans to embrace whatever racist, xenophobic, sexist roots and beliefs they have. I think he's made it acceptable. The very fact Donald Trump is the presumptive Republican presidential nominee is ridiculous. And at this point, what started off as a joke is no longer funny.
Right.
Because right now he stands a legitimate chance at defeating Hillary Clinton in November, and to me that is one of the scariest thoughts.
Right.
That you can have as an American. And
real talk.
It really just makes you think what kind of people there are in this country. Now, I'm sure that there may be some people listening right there out in the airwaves. If you don't agree with me, that's perfectly fine. That's what that's why we have a democracy. We can have a debate, but it's like, I personally don't see how he's gotten this far,
right? And
why he's one of two legitimate options to become president of the United States. Hillary Clinton, for me personally, I've never trusted her. She has. I honestly don't think she has the trust of the American people. There have been too many things swept under the rug, too many secrets. You could probably talk a little bit more about, about some of her issues as far as in the 90s. I want to say she helped sign the bill that led to the mass incarceration of blacks in the 90s. I'm not sure of the number, but yeah, there's something there. I really have to look up. I think I have to look up the facts so I can get the exact number. But I know that for sure.
Here's what we can do. We're gonna go into a commercial break, and while we go on a commercial break, you can look up some of that research and everything like that, so we can really go down to the whole rundown. So what we're gonna do right now, to all you listeners out there that's tuning in here on Ethic Radio, we're gonna go into a commercial break. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ethic Record Films presents.
As far as, if we having a black president, I think Obama is the second black president that we had in American history.
When it comes to African American history, it is so codified and so covered that I've just read some of those, and they've named there were 5 different folks that they claim were before it was really George Washington. And then in between that we've had several people of African heritage.
It's a lot of stuff that our people have done and has been excluded out of the history books because they don't want us to know anything about us, what our people have.
Martin Luther King Jr. was a civil rights activist, and during his days of studying, Gandhi and applying this, his education towards Morehouse, which is a college for black men.
The importance of Dr. King's legacy to me is it's a story of faith, humility, and strength, to go through that struggle and still be able to.
Order Black History Story now and today at www.ethicrecordfilms.com. Again, order Black History Story documentary movie, The Past and the Present, right now at ethicrecordfilms.com. Hello to all you listeners all over the world. Tune in to Ethic Radio every Fridays at 2 p.m. You can also tune in to Ethic Radio After Dark every Fridays at 11 p.m. and weekdays at 11 p.m.
How taken aback, how surprised were you at the call last night that Hillary Clinton is a presumptive Democratic nominee?
Well, what I was upset is what the AP did. They got on the phone, as I understand it, and they started hounding superdelegates to tell them in an anonymous way who they'd be voting for. And the night before the largest primary, biggest primary in the whole process, they make this announcement. So I was really disappointed in what the AP did. Now,
are you worried it's going to suppress voter turnout today?
Yeah, I do, and I was disappointed in what AP did.
But Senator, by any reasonable calculation or estimate, Hillary Clinton will win the majority of pledged delegates tonight, on top of the super delegates. So you have a decision to make. What is it going to be?
Well, the decision is I'm going to do everything I can to fight for the working class of this country, for low-income people, against income and wealth inequality, do everything we can about climate change.
If, in fact, Hillary Clinton wins the majority of pledged delegates on top of what she's done with super delegates, does that end your campaign?
Well, as I try to indicate, super delegates are different than pledged delegates. Super delegates have a very important decision to make.
Are you going to try to turn them?
Yeah, we are. We're on the phone right now.
You'd be defying history. You'd be defying the will of the voter, right? Hillary
well,
Clinton
defying history is what this campaign has been about.
A lot of people would say you're holding the cards in terms of influence on the party and the platform. What do you want?
Well, what I want is something that I have to, it's not what I want, it's what working families in this country want.
If the president were to come out this week and endorse Hillary Clinton, what would be your move?
Well, as I've said, I am going to be meeting with our supporters to figure out the best way forward so that we have a government which represents all of us and not just the 1%.
Donald Trump has made some inflammatory statements about a judge and his Mexican heritage. Do you think Donald Trump's a racist?
I think Donald Trump is totally unfit to be president of the United States. Let's not forget, this guy was one of the leaders of the so-called birther movement, which was an effort to delegitimize the presidency of the first African-American president we have ever had. So I think you can give it whatever term you want, but this guy is clearly a bigot, clearly trying to divide us up and hopefully thinking that he'll get some votes for doing that. But I don't think that that is going to succeed.
You say he's a bigot. What does that say about the millions who have voted for him and continue to support him?
I think, I'll tell you, I am disappointed that after all of the struggles that we have had in this country for such a long time, trying to get through and beyond racism and bigotry and discrimination, I think it is sad, and it just tells us the kind of work we have to do as an America, as a nation.
Welcome aboard, folks. Fasten your seat belts. No smoking. Just sit back and leave the driving to me.
Miss Bianca, be sure it's fastened good and tight.
I can't. It'll wrinkle my dress.
I sure wish we'd have taken the train.
Oh, I just love takeoffs. Captain, you fly beautifully.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy A.C.Ceenno. You listening and tuning into Ethic Radio. Don't forget to rent Black History Story documentary at ethicrecordfilms.com. And don't forget to tune in on Ethic Radio every Saturdays at 2 p.m. And don't forget to tune in to Ethic Radio After Dark. We trying to stay consistent with a lot of topics. Try to do this here every night, but we need more listeners and supporters and followers. So to all you people out there that's listening, download that app and follow Ethic Radio so you can tune in anytime, live. So, but anyhow, I got Mike Simmons right here co-hosting for tonight on this whole politics with the whole rundown on what's going on and what's popping. So, yo Sims, what's good, man?
What's happening, man? What's good?
Yeah, so we back on here, you know, live on the air, man. So yeah, man, break down the whole thing with Hillary Clinton, man. What's popping with that?
All right, so back in 1994, there was the 1994 crime bill. All right, well, okay. First of all, let's bring it back to 2016. Really, just throughout her whole campaign, she's been confronted by by different activists, by like the Black Lives Matter movement, and just a lot of people in the Black community just talking about her reputation with American community. So in 1994, as First Lady to her husband Bill, she supported the 1994 crime bill, which is widely, it's widely considered to be, it led to the biggest mass incarceration of blacks in American history.
Oh wow, that's something right there.
Yeah, and a side effect of this is, it kind of pushed forward this idea into the general consciousness of young black people needed to be locked up because they're just inherently violent and immoral. So therefore, so it's one of those things where it doesn't matter how quote small or insignificant the actual crime was. If you were a minority, particularly African American, you can get stopped and you can get arrested quicker than than anybody of any other race. I'm not going to say just whites, but certainly African Americans kind of led that statistic of being the most jailed. And so I think there are a lot of people who are informed, who haven't forgiven the Clintons for that.
Right.
And especially now, Hillary Clinton has, to my knowledge, she has never renounced her support of that bill. She still stands by it to this day, even though Bill Clinton has said, hey, it was a mistake.
Right.
And so I think for a lot of black people who are in the know, I think that's part of the reason why we have gravitated away from her and to somebody somebody like a Bernie Sanders who even if he's not the most quintessential candidate you would think, he stands for a lot of basic human rights. He he's pretty much, I'm trying to think of how I can say it.
Right.
He is more of an ideal candidate for Black America than Hillary Clinton is. But I think now this whole election cycle is kind of locked up. We're down to just two, Hillary and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And it really sucks, B.
Right. I mean, because right now it's a hard decision for people to make, because there are people out there right now that are scared to vote. And I'm pretty sure there's some people that did not vote at all today, but we need to encourage people to vote in November, because this is very important. This could change our lives and everything like that, but it's not intriguing enough from all the candidates. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why what was intriguing with Bernie when he was talking about the whole struggle with everybody, working for lower wages. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like it's no
Welcome aboard, folks.
no reparation there. You see what I'm saying? Which is a tough situation here for everybody. So it's a tough decision to make, and there's a lot of people out there that are protesting. I mean, it was a major, serious, horrific protesting when Donald Trump came to Anaheim. And, I was streaming it live from my phone on Periscope and on Facebook. Shout out to my boy Shay. He was out there when all this stuff was going down, when Donald Trump came in town to the Anaheim Convention Center, right around the corner from Disneyland. So, did you hear anything about that at all on the news or anything?
I heard a little bit about it, but honestly, I try to stay away from as much Donald Trump as I can. But the movement to keep him down, to suppress him, it's strong. And never have I seen such a large amount of people rally behind this cause of not letting this person become president. The very fact that millions are coming together nationwide, the fact you had tens of thousands of people out on the street in Anaheim, just no matter where you go, in Chicago, in Baltimore, like in all these cities, you have just these huge groups just decrying the fact that Donald Trump could become president of the United States. And for me, I think that it's imperative. Like, you have to get out and vote in November, even if you voted for Bernie Sanders, even if you voted for even another Republican candidate.
Basically, people need to vote for a probable cause. You know what I'm saying? Because Go ahead.
No, man, all I was going to say was I completely agree with you. And right now, there is nothing that Donald Trump has said on the issue that has any kind of substance. Nothing at all. You may not agree with all of Hillary Clinton's politics. You may not agree with all of Bernie Sanders' politics. But they at least know what they're talking about. Right. I haven't heard a single thing that Donald Trump has said that has made me confident in any skill set he has, whether it's with trade, whether it's with foreign relations, whether it's social issues, gun control, all of it. Like, he said some of the most boneheaded stuff since Sarah Palin back in 2008, and and dare I say, it's worse. Right. And the fact that he's right in line, it's really disturbing. So you guys got to get out there and vote, man. In November, you have to.
Real talk. We got to give a shout out to the people out there, to the listeners out there that's listening. Shout out to Ivy Black, playing some of his good music up on here. Shout out to David Mnemonic. Shout out to Miss T. Shout out to some of the peeps out there that's listening, that's on the air. And shout out to my man Henny Six. You know, he's tuning in, listening. You know, we just want to thank you all for the support because, like I said, you know, to some of you people that are listening, if you haven't voted yet, at least go and vote in November. You know, it's very important. Vote will make a difference. And I know some of us out there feel like our vote doesn't count or our vote wouldn't matter either way. But with technology and the way the system is designed now to where your vote does count and it does matter for change. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely right. You know, you can't ever let anybody say that your vote does not matter. I know I've been told that many times, and you know what? You can't let that stop you because
not at all.
Because honestly, what's at stake here? It is too important to leave up to chance. It is too important to leave it up to anybody else. You have to do your part. The way I see it is if you don't go out and vote, if you don't go out and vote in November, to me, you have no room to complain for the next 4 or 8 years. Because the way I see it is, if you're right, it's your duty as an American to make your voice heard, to let it be known, and you just have to do anything you can to let our system, to let our government know where you stand. And so you guys just have to get out and vote. No,
right.
Really, no matter what your stance is, like you just have to get out and vote.
And see, and they need to try to pass a law to where felons can vote too. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
you know, and it's kind of hard, man. I mean, come on now. You know, I know that you know, there's some felons that paid their debt to society and trying to make change in their lives, but it's like they can't even vote, even if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real talk. What's your intake about that?
Sad story, man.
What's your intake about that?
Well, so you saying felons, like just former felons, or felons who are currently serving their time right now?
Both, pretty much.
Well, first things first. If you serve your time, and if you were a convicted felon, then I'm sorry, like you need to have your right restored. You need to be able to vote again. As long as you serve your time, then you should be held in no regard differently than anybody else.
Pretty much.
If you're serving, I kind of feel the same way too. Even if you're in jail, you still should have that right. Probably not a lot of people agree with that sentiment because they can't vote right now. But honestly, I think no matter where you are, you know, soldiers can vote. You know, if they're stationed, on a base, if they're stationed in another country, you even if you're, on a like in a foreign land with any kind of U.S. Presence there, you can still submit your vote. You can still mail your vote in, and I think that privilege needs to be extended to every single American, no matter what your race is, what your sex is, whether you're a soldier, whether you're in prison. I think no matter what, you have that right, and it can't be taken away from you at any point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I totally agree with you on that note. You know what I'm saying? So, well, look, this is what we're going to do, man. We're going to play a song right quick by Detain. It's called Child of the Ghetto, featuring Chino XL. And you're going to hear it right here on Ethic Radio. I'm queuing it up right now as we speak. So, it's a deep song. And stay tuned, and we'll be right back. And again, you're listening to Ethic Radio right here, broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California.
Big Detain, West Coast shit, hip hop shit, Chino Excel, shots through your vehicle, nigga. Knee deep inside the struggle, ducking from the pig so I don't get knocked off. Yeah. Child of the ghetto, survive with nines echo. Hey yo, from East Los to East Coast, the streets know the street flow. Child of the ghetto, buck metal, so homie keep low. Live by the street code, string 40s and freak codes. Full metal jacket out here, so keep your heat close. Take time to analyze, street hustle never dies. Drive-bys, metal flies, leave a soldier paralyzed. You better recognize the hood is where the devil rides. Here to terrorize, here to take hold of your ghetto lives. The street will cap you like Ricky Ross if you tryna floss. Snap back and tattoo your chest like it was motocross. Show no compassion, the LA Angel, the rhyme assassin. The halo statal like fitted caps when the gun is blasting. Fuck police is the basic thesis of public scandal. Increase the murder for public service in San Fernando. A San Fernando commando stocked up with max ammo. Black camo, brown Rambo blasting from a white Lambo. Bare knuckle grind, knee deep inside the struggle. Ducking from the pig so I don't get knocked off. Child of the ghetto, survive with nines echo. The child of the ghetto that's perfected the pack in the metal. That can't mellow or settle in beef, just let it go. Your flow weaker than Allen Iverson's rap demo. Don't make me repeat myself, I'm not an echo. Y'all should be building Chino a rap monument. My following stronger than DMX drug tolerance. Reverse time, watch you move from the grave to the cradle. My loose fusing halos caters the niggas that's feeling fatal. Dark dangerous mood swings that do things that's too strange. Even the sickest brains don't wanna claim. Not on the floor grappling, cause this ain't MMA. Cause you could bleed on me and give me AIDS and you rhyme like you gay. I pull out a razor and slice through your organs, that's major. The angry angel, the street Jesus, lyric savior. Illest behavior, so I worship by gothic and gangster. Knuckle gang like Freddie Fox, bitches love us, cops hate us. Bare knuckle grind, knee deep inside the struggle. Ducking from the pig so I don't get knocked off. Child of the ghetto, survive with nines echo. Heavy artillery, riddles, rappers and rap singers. No silence, not of the metal hollers, I squeeze triggers. It's blind rages on street stages, the rap blazes. Mad faces, no patience, body you like slug cases. Police, they roll up in every corner, but quickly hold up. Because I'm colder than manifestos by Chris Dorner. It's bloody murder, the killing field, I'm the Angel Michael. The LA district, don't get it twisted, we get it psycho. Psycho. Knee deep inside the struggle. Ducking from the pig so I don't get knocked off.
Yeah, what's up? Welcome back. Yeah, that was Detain, Child of the Ghetto, featuring Chino XL, right here on Ethic Radio. Yeah, so, you know, I got Mike Sims on the line still here with me. You know, we just holding it down right here, you know what I'm saying? So, Sims, what's good, dog?
What's going on, man? It's been it's been a really, really fun hour, man, and, you know, man, just, really cool talking a little bit of politics, but hey, really, really quick, man, because I know we are about to get out of here in just a second. Just got to tell you, thank you so much for having me on, man. I know
for sure, man.
I've been checking out a lot of your shows, man, and you've definitely grown as a host, man, and I'm really, really happy, and I'm proud to see you doing your thing. So
I appreciate
really
that, man. I really do, man. I appreciate it. I mean, you know, you encouraged me, man, and a few other people like my man Will W. and Larry Love and my father and you know, you guys told me that, you know, this is something I should do right here, and here I am, man, just doing radio, you know, and you know, just building my brand and at the same time building other people's brand as well. And there are brands that are in the making as well, like, you know, Ladylike Entertainment and you know, Beat Grade and you know, my man MC Pierre. I mean, this guy right here is doing paranormal ghost shows and stuff like that. And the crazy part about it is, you know, we work at the same company, which is good. You know, it's all, you know, affiliated. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing, man. Straight up. So it's a wonderful thing that we're here for a purpose. And again, we're like June 7th right now, and it's the 18th year anniversary of James Byrd Jr. that was murdered by a hate crime out in Jasper, Texas. So there's a documentary out right now. You can Google it, The Life of James Byrd Jr., and it's directed by Ricky Jason. He direct this film, which is very powerful. And James Byrd Jr. is my cousin as well. So yeah, so it's his anniversary today. Rest in peace to James Byrd Jr. Shout out to Ricky Jason as well. And I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Henry Six and his fiance, you know. And I wish them the best of luck when they get married. And, you know, shout out to my peeps that's holding it down at the D. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much just shout out to, you know, the folks on Facebook and to all the listeners here on Ethic Radio that are like tuning in continuously and really supporting what we're doing here on Ethic Radio. So, like I said, it's a great thing, man. You know, hey, we got 5 more minutes up on here, man. So what's the message to the listeners out there, man, that are listening here, Sims?
Well, just continuing what I've been talking about for the past hour, man. You guys have to get out and vote. But even before you vote, man, like, it's a lot of time between June 7th and November. Get familiar, get educated about the issues. Don't just, don't just vote over some hype. Really, really think about, really evaluate what you're voting for, who you're voting for coming up this November. I know, for me, man, I have a lot of experience, and, you know, I've done a lot of work with you as it relates to, telling stories about, talking about history, talking about social justice and everything like that, especially with the Black History story and everything. And so I know that that it's up to us to be educated.
Right.
It's up to us to know the ins and outs of the issues, and especially now, like I said in the last segment,
right?
You know, this election is too important to let it just slip to let it slip past your fingers. So get involved, get informed before you vote. Like I said, man, thank you so much for having me on.
Oh yeah, anytime, man, anytime. Go ahead.
You gotta have me on again, man.
You can anytime, man.
We didn't get a shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, we can go on for another 30 minutes live if you want. You know, if you want to talk, if you got some more stuff to talk about, break down, some politics stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh well, man, I was just trying to get away from the politics just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I know huge news in the sports world. Really, the past 4 or 5 days. Obviously, over the weekend, you have the greatest. You had Muhammad Ali pass away.
Yeah.
And then last night, you had Kimbo Slice.
Yeah.
Another high-profile fighter. He just passed away as well. So, and especially today with the sad anniversaries of Mr. Byrd and Prince as well, man. Like, it's a lot of people gone too soon for the wrong reasons, man. And it's just really, really sad. And it's really sad to hear.
Yeah, man. I mean, and it's crazy because it's like, man, they just dropping like flies, bruh. But you know something?
Absolutely.
They're in a better place, and they don't have to worry about the struggles or worry about the everyday life of paying bills or working a day job or doing the things that they need to do in order to live and survive in this everyday life as long as we're breathing. You know what I'm saying? So they're in a better place. and they're better off. And it has to take people like us that live in this world to have a better understanding about these kind of situations. I mean, like with Muhammad Ali, it was his time. You know what I'm saying? He served the purpose in life as a fighter, as an activist. He rode with Malcolm X, and he got into Islam. His name was Cassius Clay before his name was Muhammad Ali. And, he was a legendary. And, just meeting his daughter and Muhammad Ali, the man himself, I thought he was like, darker in some of his films that I would watch in black and white and color. But when I seen him in person, he was high yellow. You know what I'm saying? Same complexion as Will Smith. So, and like I said, I was on the Ali set, experiencing Hollywood on how the way films were being put together at that time. This was like way before digital cameras came into play, before the Red Scarlets came into play. And at that time it was film, and this was like in February of 2001 when that Muhammad Ali movie, the movie Ali, starring Will Smith, was in the making. So it was some good stuff, man. It was a great experience working in the Ali movie. And not only that, it was a great experience just meeting him and hear him tell great stories and great speeches about the people. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
It's deep, man,
And, and obviously he was known to many people as, as one heck of a boxer. They did not call him the greatest for no reason. We all know about his classic fight, Foreman. Well, shoot, especially Foreman, man, Rumble in the Jungle, and just too many fights to mention. But we also have to speak about his social activism as well.
Right.
You want to talk about somebody who was really who was really aware of what was going on around him. You want to talk about somebody who was really conscious.
Right.
Muhammad Ali really embodied that spirit, and he really had that fighting spirit in and out of the ring, and I know he's left a massive impact on not just the sports world,
right,
but just the entire world in every facet of life.
Yeah.
So his work can't be overstated enough.
Right. So where were you when you found out that Muhammad Ali passed away?
I was actually at home. I was watching a movie which the name of the movie escapes me right now. Man, I wasn't very into it because I had just started the movie, and then my phone started to blow up like, "Hey, so Muhammad Ali passed away," right. and I tried to watch the movie for it was like the next hour, man, and I just didn't do it, and I was just totally distracted, and so it was really heartbreaking,
Yeah, it was very shocking,
Yeah, and I hadn't necessarily heard about him taking a turn for the worse health-wise. I mean, obviously, he's had his issues for several years,
right.
for more than a few decades now. But still, I hadn't heard about him being, terminally ill or anything like that. And so it was really just a shock.
Yeah.
Shock is the right word for it.
Right. Man, that's what's up.
Yeah,
You know.
man. And even last night, man, I was watching. All right, so I'm a huge wrestling fan. I just,
Yeah, man. Let's talk about that. With you being
transparency.
a huge wrestling fan, and before we get into this wrestling fan thing, to you audience out there, we're gonna do a 30-minute extension here on Ethic Radio After Dark. So we're gonna be here till like 12:30. We just got extra airtime here on Ethic Radio tonight, so we pretty much gonna get it in, and let's get more deeper, Sims. You know what I'm saying? Sure. We got a lot to touch on, man. But we can even go another hour if you want. You know what I'm saying? But we can go, but we can go 30 minutes or something like that. It's all good. We just pretty much bumping some joints on here on the late night here on Ethic Radio After Dark. So,
that's right,
man. It's just holding it down, man. Hey, but you know what though? It was a great experience of a lot of work that we have done together, especially when we were experiencing putting together the Black History Story. I put in the behind the scenes footage of you doing the narration and everything. It's on Ethic TV on the streaming service and everything, and then we got into the whole brutality profiling with the whole protesting movement thing that was cracking off, and man, we've done some great work, man, and it's a lot of great work that's unfinished. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, absolutely. Starting things off with the Black History Story, man. I know I came in toward the end of the project to put the voiceover on it, and so I know we did a lot of the
the footwork,
research. We did the footwork, man, and all that, man. I just put in, put on a little, how can you say it? Put in a little audio polish on it, but
right,
man, trust, most of that work, man, went to you, but it was a fun experience, man. It was a fun project.
Right.
Definitely a lot of work. A lot of things that I knew only bits and pieces about, and I really kind of just expanded my knowledge, not just viewing the film after it was done, but even making it. So that was a really fun project.
Right.
And then brutality profiling and talking about, police brutality and all kinds of stuff like that, dude. That was a brainchild of ours that I would like to at some point, whether it's in show form, whether it's a movie form, I would like to revisit that, because there are so many untold stories.
Yeah, there's millions of them. But it's just a lot of politics behind it, because because we took a major risk, putting our lives on the line, our asses on the line to make it happen. And I just felt like what we were doing, people didn't appreciate what we were trying to do to tell these stories. And this is why I kind of backed off from it, because it's not like we're trying to make money off these people. We was just telling stories that people needed to see on the fourth run on social media, and try to put it on platforms to where they can't take it down. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people misunderstand what we were trying to do with this whole movement through film as documentarians. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And, there is that side of it, and it's the side that most people don't realize. Being a documentary filmmaker is it's not easy.
No, not at all.
you always have to to earn the trust of your subject,
Right.
and especially in the cases we were covering, we had to get in close with certain family members, and at times it's not the easiest.
Nah, it's not the easiest thing.
Right, and so so it's a lot of factors that kept us from pursuing that even further. But just while we were working on that project, I was I enjoyed the finished product, but it's just now I know for the both of us, we're still working together, but you obviously have Ethic Radio. It's going extremely well. Doing your own thing on your own platform. I'm doing my thing as well. On the wrestling end, and so
man, I like to get an insight about the whole wrestling movement and everything, because there are a few of my friends that are into what you're into, and it's good to have like a radio show that talks about these kind of sports with wrestling or whatnot,
Hey, the way I see it, pro wrestling is that thing that a lot of people still watch, but nobody ever admits to. And so I'm just one of the few guys who actually admits to it. And man, I'm gonna have to throw out a plug. So I am director of all media for Pacific Coast Wrestling. It is a company that's based out of the South Bay in California. So we have our shows out in Torrance. We've only been around since November, and we had our first show back in January, and so we continue to press forward. And yeah, man, I've been a fan for a long time, since I was 3 years old, and I'm about to turn 28 in a little bit here.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and so I've been working with them since the beginning, and I'm heading up production and all that kind of stuff. And
that's cool.
Yeah, man, it's just it's just like any other hobby, man. It's just like watching any other sport or really any other hobby, whether you're watching basketball, whether you're watching TV, movies. It's just like any form of entertainment, but it's just a little bit more physical, man. But I love it.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, sure. Yeah, like I said, it's a very active sport. I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't gonna front. I used to check out the SmackDowns and Raw on Mondays and stuff like that. I used to watch it with my boy Will and his wife and his kids. They used to always watch that SmackDown and watching those wrestling federations and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, man. Yeah, man. Like, that's been me for like all my life, dude. Trust, man. I understand.
That's what's up.
I get it. I hear you, man.
That's what's up. Hey, yo, so look, man, I want to play a couple of songs right quick. And
Please do, yeah, man.
Yeah, play some more joints on here, man. I got this other one right here. This joint right here is by this cat right here. This is Jay Dilla's brother, and his name is Illa J. And I am going to spin it right here on Ethic Radio. And I'm finna cue it up. And here it is.
Yeah, I know you hiding something from me, back. Damn, you look so fine. Yeah, take me on the tour, the whole universe you're hiding deep inside. Now let me just explore, give me a tour. Take me to your inner paradise. I know it's very nice, don't be shy. You should be a bird cause you're so fly. You send me flying high, yeah. You's a killer, girl, yeah. You so ice cold, you's a killer, girl, yeah. You so ice cold, yeah. You's a killer, girl, yeah. You so ice cold, yeah. You's a killer, girl, yeah. You so ice cold. Walk in the spot, yeah, I'm looking around. Look what I found in my peripheral, looking astounding. So I turn around and get a view of you, and it's you, girl. Ooh, girl, you 6 to flute, girl. None of these chicks thicker than you. Google sexy on my tablet, it's a picture of you. Damn, it's deja vu. Cause 2 nights ago when I was dreaming, I swear it was a vision of you. My concentration, I ain't fixing to lose. Cause baby, you a 10 from the head all the way to your shoes. It's on you, I don't care what you choose. But I'm hoping it's me, young fly player straight from the D. So take my chance, take my hand, get on the floor and dance. And maybe after we can make other plans. I'm saying, take a chance, take my hand, get on the floor and dance. And maybe after we can make other plans. I'm saying, girl, stop so I can look into your eyes. Stare into your soul and see the whole universe you're hiding deep inside. Now let me just explore, give me a tour. Take me to your inner paradise. I know it's very nice, don't be shy. You should be a bird cause you're so fly. Super fly. You send me flying high, yeah. You's a killer, girl, yeah. You so ice cold, you's a killer, girl, yeah. You so ice cold, yeah. You's a killer, girl, yeah. You so ice cold, yeah. You's a killer, girl, yeah. You so ice cold,
Ethic Record Films presents.
As far as, if we having a black president, I think Obama is the second black president that we had in American history.
When it comes to African American history, it is so codified and so covered that I've just read some of those, and they've named about there were 5 different folks that they claim were before it was really George Washington, and then in between that we've had several people of African heritage.
It's a lot of stuff that our people have done and had been excluded out of the history books because they don't want us to know anything about us, what our people have.
Martin Luther King Jr. was a civil rights activist, and during his days of studying, Gandhi and applying this, his education towards Morehouse, which is a college for black men.
The importance of Dr. King's legacy to me is just it's a story of faith, humility, and strength. You know what I mean? To go through that struggle and still be able to
Order Black History Story now and today at www.ethicrecordfilms.com. Again, order Black History Story documentary movie, The Past and the Present, right now at ethicrecordfilms.com. Hello to all you listeners all over the world. Tune in to Ethic Radio every Fridays at 2 p.m. You can also tune in to Ethic Radio After Dark every Fridays at 11 p.m. and weekdays at 11 p.m. You're listening and tuning into Ethic Radio, broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California. Yeah. What's up? We're back here on the air, and don't forget to tune in to Ethic Radio all the time, right here. You know, every Fridays at 2 p.m. and Ethic Radio After Dark weeknights at 11 p.m. So yeah. What you was just listening to was our trailer preview. Mike Simmons was the narrator for the Black History Story documentary film. And myself directed, produced the film. And it was pretty much a great experience with putting this movie together. As, Mike played an important role to really make sure that this documentary film was polished down to a T. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, man. And like I said earlier, man, it was a really, really fun project to work on, man. And it was really insightful and extremely informative as well. So, and all the feedback I got on the film was off the charts, and so I know it was the same for you as well.
Yeah.
So at some point, maybe a little bit down the line, got to think about doing a part 2.
Yeah, you're like the 20th person that has mentioned that to me about doing Black History Story Part 2, and it's in the thought process. Let's just say I definitely want to have Valerie Brown a part of Black History Story Part 2, and we want to talk about the man that created medicines and really touch on some things that happen in Africa and really touch on more of African American entrepreneurs that had invented a lot of things that made our world go round in the early times. So, but there's a lot of great people around the world that were affiliated with African Americans. They deserve the credit too, because, there has been good people that had embraced Black culture as well.
Right.
Which is a beautiful thing, and it's still prospering every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So
I hear you, man. And at some point, I would love to, to speak with her and really just pick her brain, because I know she has a ton of knowledge. Just like
right.
She is really a fountain of knowledge about Black history, about Black culture and everything. So, and I would love to hear it, just whether it was for the movie or not.
Right.
If she could come on at some point on the show, I would love to hear it.
Even if we just do like a radio show or something like that, to where we can put it in the documentary film, and blend in Ethic Radio with us interviewing people from Ethic Radio, and we can put that in the film. It's a lot of ways how we can capture things from people from all over the world with the technology at our disposal. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
So anything is possible, and it could be done. Just like we really pulled it off with Star Lachey. Shout out to Star Lachey out there. What's up, girl? She out there holding it down, doing her activist thing. Much love to you out there, and you be safe out there. Wherever you going, wherever you traveling, from Washington to New Jersey or Ferguson and all that, be safe out there, protesting for change and striving for change. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Star Lachey. So what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Chop it up with me,
Hey, no, man. I mean, look, we have a lot of history together, man, and
right.
Man, like I said, man, I'm really really happy for you, really proud of you, man, and for me, man, even as we speak right now, man, I'm trying to juggle multiple things during the commercial breaks, man. I'm actually working at the same time I'm doing the interview, man. But
that's what's up. Hey,
dude, I'm just.
But so what's next for you, Mike Sims? What you got cooked up, man, and what kind of projects you got lined up in the making?
Well, like I said in the last segment, bro, I'm pretty much head of all things video for Pacific Coast Wrestling, man, and I'm really just trying to throw everything in, like all my energy into that. So, dude, I'm doing directing, I'm doing editing and all that kind of stuff, man. And we actually had a show this past Saturday night, and went extremely well. Had a great feedback, had great attendance, and as far as wrestling companies out here in the LA area, dude, it's like we are the talk of the town, literally. And for us now, moving forward, we're looking forward to August 20th. That's going to be our next show, so it's a little whiles away. But you can follow everything at PacificCoastWrestling.com and even on Facebook at Pacific Coast Wrestling. And you know what, man? Anybody listening who wants to catch up with me, and just hit me up on social media. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Behind the Mic. That's MIKE. Behind the Mic 33. Hit me up on Facebook, Michael Simmons. Yeah, man, I'm willing to chop it up, man. I'm willing to talk not just wrestling, obviously, but politics, all kinds of sports. Go Warriors. Just hit me up and we can chop it up a little bit, no matter the topic.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, man. So y'all look up for Mike Sims, man. He really got it cracking. You got it going on and stuff like that, man. It's good, man. I'm happy that you still kept doing your thing and you kept it going, and I salute you for that, the utmost, man. I had to give you a hand clap for that, man. You know what I'm saying? So straight up, gotta salute you on that, man. Gotta salute you on that.
We are both doing our thing, man, and man, I know we have our own projects going, but there is something about us being a team as well. So
yeah, we make a good team, man. So, just holding it down. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, totally, man.
Straight up, man. That's why I say, keep doing your journalist thing, man. Keep that open, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep that open. Keep that option open. Because, you always break down some science, man. Some important information that people need to know, and your commentary game is hot. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know what? We should tell the listeners out there, man. you know, we was gonna keep this on the hush and everything, but you know what? We just gonna tell it. We working on a movie right now that's in the making. I'm not gonna tell y'all what's the name of the movie, but it is a documentary film that's in the making, and it's gonna be a powerful documentary film, very powerful. So that's what's next for Ethic right now, is working on another movie and doing some media and stuff like that with Ladylike Entertainment, and pretty much just keep things going here and keep it cracking here at Ethic Radio. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, man, that, you know, we're still making progress along the way through our journey, just building careers for ourselves independently, which is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, let me give my shout outs right here, man, because, you know, I know we finna close out right here. So I like to give a shout out to my loved ones out there, to my fans out there that's been listening. Shout out to you as well, Mike Sims. Shout out to you, man, and much respect to you, man, the utmost. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, you know. Much respect. I gotta give you a hand clap, man. Hand clap right there, man.
Trust me, right back at you, brother. Right back at you,
mad respect, man. Mad respect, because, you know, on the real, you know, I just gotta give some of my people out there that's been, you know, encouraging me and motivating me, you know, throughout my day, that keeps me going here on Ethic Radio. So it's a beautiful thing. And yeah, to all you peeps out there that's listening, if you haven't voted, just go ahead and vote in November, y'all. Go ahead and vote in November. And just pick and choose the person that you're going to vote for wisely out there. So, because
right,
trust me,
absolutely,
the struggle is real, y'all. Straight up. And it's getting too real, and it's getting too serious out there. So, but yeah, so pretty much we're gonna sign out, play this beat, and thanks for coming on Ethic Radio, Mike Sims.
AC, man, anytime, no worries, man. Like, thank you for having me on here, Ethic Radio After Dark, man. We gotta do this again, brother.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. We got a lot of work to do, man, and like I said, man, we need to collaborate on some radio shows, man. And I'm looking for a sports analyst, man, and I'd love for you to, you know, do some sports analysts and stuff like that, some reporting, journalism work and everything. You know what I'm saying? So
let's see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, when we cross that bridge.
Work out here, man.
Yeah.
No, man, absolutely, man. Because you definitely piqued my interest, and obviously, man, Ethic Radio is where it's at, man, and
right.
So I'm definitely down to do it. So
for sure,
yeah,
sure. That's what we're gonna do. So yeah, to all you listeners out there, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to tune in to Ethic Radio in case you missed this show right here. You can tune in at ethicrecordfilms.com/Ethic Radio. You can tune in over there. So peace out. Much love to you all. And we're signing out right here with Sid Arthur, which is called Faithful, playing right here on Ethic Radio.
Raise the bar, be the shit, love yourself, know your worth. Mook mean, you the mosque, you the God, you the church. You don't have to look around, inside is where you search. Not a preacher or a man, chapter 1, just the verse.
Cause you infinite, never underestimate your value cause you infinite. Try to limit, go and get your money cause you infinite. Since an infant ruler of the planet cause you infinite.
What's good? What's good? What's not? What's not? Everything is popping, everything is hot. Everything is cool, everything is both. Tipping on a tightrope. I never let the weatherman determine my mood. Tight bolts, tight screws. I'm a pretty stubborn dude. Temporary situation called condition, call a truce. Cause my vibe too high, so your news don't apply. Tap into a higher frequency, I'm free as shit. Fire drama levitate with only lyrics from my lips. Lie shit is what I'm trying to say. I just try to keep it basic, like out of space. Like you never really seen a planet out of place. You never seen a planet sweat another planet's pace. A planet gets there when it gets there, it's never late. And when it gets there, it's never scared, it knows its fate.
I must be
never
faithful
hates.
to myself for a
Maybe
minute.
Pluto, I think Pluto might.
I was taking my joy, used to not get it. Thank you for all of the rain.
Yeah, and I'm feeling hot as sriracha. I'm about to go full Chewbacca on everything life can offer. Often offer my ancestors offerings for abundance protection. So I ain't really into killing. I don't really carry weapons. I'm more like really into healing. For real, I'm really about this money right now. That's why I keep my vibe up, keep my adrenaline down. If you have too much drama, there's no room for blessings around. And I trust my heart more and wear a crown for intuition now. Even if I look asshole, I still would trust my prediction. I still would walk in my truth, cause I know that it's God-given. I take the truth and untwist it, spit it with ill diction. Try to talk to your spirit, so happen the ears hear it. I spit it, they like I'm in. I command the mic like it's 10. Thou shalt not sweat the bullshit. Basically keep it stepping. Know your piece is your weapon. Above all else, trust your body. If you listen to anybody.
I must be faithful to myself for a minute. I was taking my joy, used to not get it. Thank you for all of the rain.
Yeah.
Running and playing and sleeping in the evening and eating and drinking and breathing and freeing and love. You were chillin' in the garden and the clothes were up. Then we saw the light, this when shit got dark. Love, 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 love.
What you do when your condition is straight toilet. Add a little heat every day till it's boiling. Set your intent with the sun in the morning. Take a deep breath in your lungs, steady yawning. And the star shining on kill. And I'm smoother than them dudes in $2,000 shoes. And the roof on fire, but it's cool cause I did that. Take that.
I must be faithful to myself for a minute. I was faking my joy, used to not get it. Thank you for all of
You're listening and tuning into
A.C.Ceenno Radio.
Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California.